Nightside, a new body camera footage showing the shootout between a domestic violence suspect and Moses Lake police. What the suspect said to officers before opening fire.
We hit 80 in many locations for the first time today. I'll let you know how much warmer it's going to get for the weekend.
A fourth-generation rancher in Spokane County is ready to ride to the Capitol building as he prepares to run for state senate. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. And thanks for staying up with us for Nightside. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. New body camera footage shows officers and a suspect exchanging gunfire at a Motel 6 in Moses Lake. That is dash camera footage showing 37-year-old suspect Zachary Allen Stockton firing from guns in each of his hands. But what led up to the shooting? In Sergeant Adam Monroe's body camera footage here, you can hear him announce himself as he approaches the Motel 6. Almost immediately, Stockton is uncooperative. He even tries to stop a woman inside from leaving before she walks out of that room with her hands up. And you can hear Stockton announce he has a gun, and officers start to back up.
I don't care about your warrants. I care about your safety and my safety. So please come out unarmed, sir. Okay? I give you my word. I've got a wife and 3 kids, man. It's the last thing I want to do.
While Stockton begins firing shots, Stockton was shot in the hand and Sergeant Monroe was shot in the foot. The Central Basin Investigative Team says detectives are still investigating this incident, and we will continue to update you with any new information just as soon as it becomes available. Tonight, a man fell face down into a well on 32nd Avenue in the Valley. A rescue team had to be called to safely get him out. A specialty lifting device called a Vortex was attached to a rescue harness to help him and manage to hoist him out without issue. The whole process took around 30 minutes. We now know the name of the man whose body was found in the Spokane River at Riverfront Park earlier this month. According to the medical examiner, 28-year-old Alexander Piscino died of drowning in the river. His death was ruled a suicide. His body was found while investigators were looking into a robbery in downtown Spokane. And while the temperatures are going to be in the 80s this weekend, the water in our lakes and rivers is still very cold. The water's about 50 degrees, and it would not take long for hypothermia to kick in. It's not just the cold temperatures you need to worry about either. The Spokane Riverkeeper tells us the water is moving at about 5,300 cubic feet per second.
It is moving in every section, even when it looks like it's calm. There's often strong currents moving underneath the river, underneath the surface, and it can sweep you away pretty quickly.
If you would like to safely recreate in the water with your family, Spokane has some great local rafting companies and experts who can take people down the river. At this point, though, it is still too dangerous to float on your own. And it is very warm weather. We said at the top of the newscast, 80s for the first time.
For the first time, it was a beautiful day. In fact, many people may be getting rid of the coats finally, even though we've had some cold mornings. We can take those coats off your hands for the first time ever. We are holding a clean out of the closets drive for Coats for Kids. It's next Thursday from 7 to 7. Collecting your new or gently used coats at several STU locations in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We hope you'll drop off a coat, say hi, and for specific locations, check out the Coats for Kids page at KXOY.com/Coats for Kids. We're getting a good start on it. That'll help get the coats out into the hands of kids who need them earlier next fall. 82 degrees today. Our average day of the first 80-degree or warmer day is May 12th, so we are in the ballpark. Last time we were in the 80s was back in October, and we're going to do it again tomorrow. Here's a look at some of the other high temperatures around the region today. 82 in downtown Spokane Valley, 83 today in Liberty Lake. Stayed in the 70s in Spangle and out at Airway Heights. Also Coeur d'Alene, only 77, but it was 80 80 degrees or warmer elsewhere. Here's around the region. 83 in Lewiston. We were at 77 in Sandpoint, 85 in Moses Lake and Omak. We're going to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, just as much sunshine, a gorgeous Saturday. I'll take you through hour by hour because we want to enjoy every moment. If you're an early riser, it's going to be a little bit cool. Might be sweatshirt weather out on the deck with your cup of coffee. We'll be in the 50s through 8 a.m. Then 65 by 9, 10 a.m. That's when the Junior Lilac Parade is just about to get started. It gets started at 10:30 and it's already going to be 70 degrees. We keep jumping up into the near 80-degree range by 2 o'clock with mostly sunny skies and not much of a breeze to cool you off. We could have winds up to 10 miles per hour in the afternoon, hitting a high of 84 between about 4 and 5 o'clock. I will be back in just a few minutes with some more Aurora Borealis photos as well as the second half of your weekend forecast, which is, of course, Mother's Day. Kirsten.
And speaking of those Aurora Borealis photos, we have some photos. A lot of people have been sending them in to us. You might have gotten a glimpse of the Northern Lights in your neck of the woods tonight. Our news director, Melissa Luck, snapped this photo at the Dishman Trailhead in South Spokane tonight. And her son, Danny, got this awesome shot as well. Shout out to you, Danny, for staying up late with your mom and getting that awesome photo for us. Hey, Joe, a member of our production team here at 4 News Now, took these beautiful shots showing that purple and green. This was in Cheney, and there were a few other places around the world that had incredible lights displays caused by this geomagnetic storm. We have a view of stargazers in several towns across England and a beautiful shot of a purple aurora. Wow, look at that over Switzerland. People in Dublin, Ireland were treated to this spectacular display as well. If you have any photos of the Northern Lights tonight, we do want to see them. Head over to our Facebook page, look for the photos, and add yours in the comments. Well, the Spokane Police Department says law enforcement recently made multiple arrests at a Northeast Spokane nuisance property that has generated over 60 calls since January 1st of this year. According to the department, law enforcement made those arrests, and the property, again, has been the subject of many calls. Police say the primary search warrant was in regards to a drug issue at an apartment where a 1-year-old baby was living. 3 suspects were arrested. Neighbors and nearby businesses tell 4 News Now the entire apartment complex is an issue, mainly with drugs. Here are some photos a nearby business owner shared with us, and one nearby property manager says he's actually had to remodel the complex he runs just so tenants can feel safe.
And the police would come over here and just sit here and fill out their reports and stuff like this, just to have a presence here. And all those things over time really started helping. But the bad people were still there.
If you take a look at your screen now, you can see how you can report a nuisance property in your neighborhood. And you can also find this information on our website at kxly.com.
Well, we spent numerous occasions over the last few years wondering if Gonzaga would leave the West Coast Conference. Now, we hardly considered the possibility that the conference would actually expand with them in it. But that's exactly what's happening next year, as Grand Canyon and Seattle University will join starting in 2025. Both schools are leaving the Western Athletic Conference for greener pastures. WCC Commissioner Stu Jackson says adding GCU and Seattle U is beneficial in getting much bigger cities and also helps with the broadcast of games, all important in the ever-changing landscape of college sports. And staying within the world of Gonzaga, former Bulldog Andrew Nembhard came up with the biggest shot of his NBA career so far, a game-winning 31-foot three-pointer that lifted the Indiana Pacers over the New York Knicks in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. The craziest part about all this, Nembhard didn't have a single point with 2 minutes to go in the game, but he certainly showed up when it mattered the most. Now, Nembhard and the Pacers are going to return Sunday afternoon for Game 4 against the Knicks. New York still has a 2-1 series advantage, and you can catch that game right here on KXLY ABC. Kirsten, I'll send it back over to you.
Thanks, Alex. A fourth-generation rancher in Spokane County is making a push for Olympia. Michael Schmidt is running for state representative in District 4. He's hoping to take the place of Leonard Christensen, a Republican who announced his candidacy for state Senate earlier this year. Schmidt says his blue-collar background feeds his conservative approach to politics. He wants to limit the overreach of government, like with the EPA. Schmidt also wants to give local school districts more power, particularly when it comes to the curriculum.
I don't think they should be telling us how to run our schools. It should be in the hands of the parents first and foremost, and then the local school boards, because they can be voted in and out by the parents.
Schmidt does not have a political background, which he says works to his advantage. The other candidate vying for this position is former Spokane Valley Council member Brandy Peets. She served on the council for 6 years. Lilac Festival officially kicks off this weekend. A look at the festivities that start tomorrow morning and how your kids can start earning college credit even earlier without leaving their high school campus. That's next on Nightside.
Of course, the pick of the night has to be from the Aurora Borealis, and I actually have several. This one is from Alan Birdsell, who is set up near Tooele. He says, this is just a cell phone photo. If we could take it full, you could see it a little bit better. He says, the real pictures with his good camera are coming tomorrow, of course. We have more, too. Here's one from 13-year-old Aaron up in Cusick. Just amazing. One more from Carol Fay in North Spokane. I'll be back after the break.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
PAR, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
I heard you might be coming. I never imagined you actually would. Who would win in a fight between Elvis and Willy Wonka?
I was watching you backstage, and I find you to be a zaddy.
Wait, what?
New Kimmel, weeknights on ABC.
Not attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-435-6817.
The selection and savings have never been better at Finley Downtown Toyota. Which means this summer, if you're looking for a new Camry or some great financing on a new truck, you can find it all this week at Finley.
92.9 CCU.
Baby, how you
CCU.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
This is the all-new Tempur-Pedic Adapt mattress, and we designed it to help make aches and pains a thing of the past. Because our most advanced, infinitely adaptable Tempur material eases your pressure points, inch by inch and molecule by molecule, in a way no other mattress can. All night, every night.
Save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
4 News Now is brought to you by Panhandle Carpet One, Coeur d'Alene.
Well, get ready to paint the town purple. The annual Lilac Festival officially kicks off this weekend, and the festival begins with the Junior Lilac Parade tomorrow morning. 1,500 elementary and middle school students are gearing up to march, play instruments, dance, and a whole lot more. Kids from Salk Middle School have been practicing for weeks. For many of the students, this is their first time marching in a parade. And the middle schoolers are excited to represent Salk with pride for the whole Spokane community to see.
I feel just like so happy and ecstatic, just like having the audience hear our work that we've done over like the past few months. That's just great.
The parade, which is emceed by our very own Chris Crocker, starts at 10:30 tomorrow morning. For a full list of everything you need to know before you attend, head to our website, kxly.com. What a great example. He was such a great representative of the kids. They've been practicing for months.
And he's ecstatic. I love him.
I know. So many people love going out to these parades because usually at this time of year, the weather's starting to get beautiful.
Oh my goodness, and it is, what a fantastic Mother's Day. What more could we ask for? Blue skies and sunshine for Mother's Day, the parade, and this amazing aurora borealis.
Yeah.
Ed McMahon's going to show up with a giant check next. Nobody's old enough to get that anymore, doggone it. Here's another aurora photo from my friend Jeff Bomsall in Eagle Ridge. Just beautiful. And boy, you do not have to go out into the darkest night with your fanciest camera to see this tonight. It is very easy to pick up if you can get to a dark sky. Here are a few tips. First of all, lights off. Get away from the city lights as much as you can, although a lot of places just right in Spokane, you could see it. I could see it faintly from my neighborhood, but the best advice is you don't have to go very far to find a dark sky here in the great Northwest. Best time to look is between now and about 3 a.m. Believe it or not, you start to see a little light on the horizon not too long after that. And try your phone's camera in the dark mode. It can see things that you can. In fact, some people say, even your good camera, take a picture, look at it, and you may see things in your picture that you could not see even through the lens. It's amazing, the cameras, what they can see now. So give that a shot. I tried that, and it worked. It has been absolutely cooking all day, this aurora. This white line right here is when we can see it in the Northwest. The KP Aurora Index started off below where we could see it, but it has been high since this afternoon, and that's why we're getting those pictures from all over the world long before it was dark now. But right now it is at its highest peak. It is at 9. That's as high as this number goes. And so this is probably your best chance in 2 or 3 decades to see the aurora borealis in the inland Northwest with your naked eye. Watch News 4 first and then go out and check it out. And we do have a chance again tomorrow. Check back in with meteorologist Matt Gray, and he will help navigate you through when it is peaking and is very helpful with that. We are going to stay clear for the aurora. 4 things to know about your forecast. In the 80s through Sunday, a beautiful Mother's Day. It's going to be a little bit cooler next week. Here is your Mother's Day forecast. We are looking at mostly sunny skies. High temperature of 82, just a little bit cooler than Saturday. Winds will start to pick up late on Sunday, but I think it will be after your barbecues have already concluded and you've put away everything and you're getting ready to head back to work on Monday. It'll be breezy, high of 73 degrees. Possibly some showers working their way back into our forecast middle to end of next week, but there's a little bit of uncertainty beyond about Monday night, so check back. But in the meantime, this is a certainty. Sunny, dry, and beautiful for Mother's Day weekend.
Oh, you're right, Chris. We really hit the jackpot. It's like those slot machines that you were talking about earlier.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Chris. Well, what if you could get your child to graduate school with not just 1, but 2 degrees? With a new program at University High School that will soon become a reality. Starting next fall, incoming University High School freshmen will be able to join a cohort of other students, allowing them to work toward an Associate of Arts degree while also getting their high school diploma. Classes will be taught by Central Valley teachers, but the coursework is vetted through EWU and Spokane Community College.
So to be able to have the opportunity to have some tuition relief by being able to take these classes at the high school level without having to leave the high school, we feel like it's going to be a win-win-win for many of our students and many of our families.
Well, you can get more information on how to get your child enrolled and how soon this program could come to other Central Valley schools right now on KXLY.com. New on Nightside. Pro-Palestinian protesters gathered today as President Biden visited Seattle to attend fundraising events. Protesters called the people in the entourage murderers and yelled, "Shame on you," as they walked to the check-in. A new U.S. report is criticizing Israel's military action inside Gaza. Martha Raddatz has the report from the State Department and what this conclusion will mean moving forward.
Tonight, a new report finding Israel may have violated international humanitarian law in Gaza in its use of American-supplied weapons, but lacking enough information to officially make that conclusion, given the nature of the conflict in Gaza. The State Department report saying it is reasonable to assess that some U.S. weapons have been used in instances inconsistent with Israel's obligation under international law, adding that the high levels of civilian casualties caused by those weapons raises substantial questions as to whether the IDF is using them effectively in all cases. Those international laws require foreign governments to take steps to protect civilians and allow humanitarian aid into war zones. This comes as Israeli media reporting the War Cabinet has voted to expand operations in Rafah. The principal reason why President Biden is withholding weapons and threatening to withhold more. George Stephanopoulos speaking to Biden's national security advisor today.
Israel's ambassador to the United States has responded to President Biden's decision not to provide some offensive weapons that could be used in the Rafah invasion, saying it sends the wrong message to Hamas and puts Israel in a corner. How do you respond to that?
Nobody has been a stronger supporter of Israel than Joe Biden. He has sent an enormous amount of capability for Israel to take on Hamas.
What would happen if they went in?
Well, first, because there's 1 million people there in very close quarters who've been pushed there because of the military operations in other parts of Gaza, you would have really significant civilian casualties.
A dramatic rise in childhood emergency room visits could lead to new safety changes in the melatonin industry. That's next on Nightside.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's National Care Stand Month. Why finance at another flooring store when you could get up to 75% off Care Stand's durable, luxury, in-stock carpets? This month only at Floor & Home.
At Batteries Plus, we know off is not an option. Off means you're late for work or miss a call. Life's busy, you're busy, you need to be on the road, on the water, on the call, or just ready to play on. Batteries Plus has batteries, phone repair, key remote services, and lighting solutions you can rely on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
A huge part of many people's lives is debt, and it's just not something a lot of people like to talk about. A couple years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. During the healing process, I really accrued a lot more debt, and I knew I needed to find a solution. I went into BCU full of nerves and full of fear, and they helped me immensely. I realized the personal loan was the right option for me. These days, I am healthy, I have all my finances under control, and I'm a lot less stressed.
The Memorial Day savings start this week during the Sit, Sleep, and Relax sale at Walker's Furniture. And that means savings of up to 70% off. Plus 5 years special financing is available this week at Walker's Furniture.
This year, spend your summer in a new Toyota from Finley, downtown Toyota. And take advantage of the great lease options and financing specials currently being offered. This week at Finley.
It's National Care Stand Month when you could get up to 75% off Care Stand's durable, luxury, in-stock carpets. You dream, we install. Love the home you live in.
4 News Now is brought to you by Visit Downtown Coeur d'Alene this holiday season.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. If you're looking for a last-minute Mother's Day gift, why not pick up a cool piece of art, all while supporting students at Lewis and Clark High School. Artwork will be from alumni, and it's all on sale. The proceeds go to help fund multiple scholarships for graduating seniors who've overcome hardships. The event starts tomorrow at 10 o'clock and runs until 5 o'clock at the high school. Around the nation tonight, a dramatic rise in childhood emergency room visits could lead to new safety changes in the melatonin industry. A March CDC report discovered that in recent years, thousands of kids had been seen in ERs after taking melatonin. CNN's Michael Yoshida explains the changes that could be on the way.
A large number of childhood ER visit has makers of melatonin supplements being asked to voluntarily improve child deterrent packaging as well as the warning messaging on labels of over-the-counter products. A trade group is asking the melatonin industry to voluntarily tighten standards after a study showed a large number of childhood emergency room visits related to the substance.
It's a long time coming.
A March CDC report found that between 2019 and 2022, ingesting melatonin while unsupervised led to some 11,000 children being seen in emergency rooms, with melatonin gummies involved in nearly 5,000 of those cases.
You know, the cap is open, the child takes it because it's flavored, it's a flavored gummy. And it almost, quite honestly, it tastes like candy. So they take it.
Melatonin can help induce sleep or aid in changing someone's internal sleep clock or cycle. In recent years, demand for these supplements has skyrocketed. And along with it, children ending up in the hospital after taking melatonin while unsupervised.
The thing we're most worried about, it has a central nervous system effect. It makes the children so sleepy that they are hard to wake up.
As a dietary supplement, melatonin does not have to go through FDA approval for safety, effectiveness, or labeling before it's sold to the public. But now, the Council for Responsible Nutrition, the leading trade association for supplements, has issued new voluntary guidelines, including new labels to warn about the dangers of drowsiness and the choking hazard for small children if not chewed properly. The Council also stresses the need for makers to adopt child safety containers. And the council has given manufacturers 18 to 24 months to implement these voluntary changes. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
The Gonzaga Bulldogs will soon be adding 2 new rivals to the West Coast Conference. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti tells us why the conference decided to add Grand Canyon and Seattle U to its ranks.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Rebath Spokane.
Your buddy just jumped?
So what happened?
Am I going to find your DNA on him?
I'll watch my back with him.
Tuesday.
He's going to try to hang this around my neck. I need you to take over the investigation.
Into what?
Not what. Who?
The 2-part season finale begins.
We don't know who we can trust. A disaster of epic proportions.
I'm not the one you need to be afraid of. I'm your best shot at getting out of this alive.
The Rookie, all new Tuesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
The selection and savings have never been better at Finley Downtown Toyota. Which means this summer, if you're looking for a new Camry or some great financing on a new truck, you can find it all this week at Finley.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world.
And so much happening right here in the Northwest.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good Morning Northwest and Good Morning America.
We're right here, and we got you.
We got you, Northwest.
Hi, I'm Catherine Forner, and we love our own backyard so much, we built all of this. And we get everything we need from PAR, with Shauna's help.
Everything from design to delivery.
PAR, go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
The Memorial Day savings start this week during the Sit, Sleep, and Relax sale at Walker's Furniture. And that means savings of up to 70% off. Plus 5 years special financing is available this week at Walker's Furniture.
This year, spend your summer in a new Toyota from Finley Downtown Toyota. And take advantage of the great lease options and financing specials currently being offered. This week at Finley.
talked about it a bit earlier in the show, but it's a good rule of thumb by now not to assume conference realignment is ever done, because today the West Coast Conference actually adding teams. That's good for our local teams in the West Coast Conference. Seattle U and Grand Canyon both joining in 2025. Both these universities come from the Western Athletic Conference, or the WAC, as many Idaho, Vandal, and Boise State fans know by. And with these new additions, the WCC will expand to 11 full-time members and 13 when you include WSU and OSU for at least 2025 and the 2026 academic year. Now, the idea of expansion is so important for these conferences these days. You see how much money in college sports is being consolidated into just a few power players. And WCC Commissioner Stu Jackson was pretty clear today in explaining why they went and got these two schools.
Additionally, it improves our geographic footprint of the conference, bringing on two major markets like Seattle and the city of Phoenix. And all in all, from a broadcast standpoint, a scheduling standpoint, and recruiting standpoint, we really feel that this is a beneficial partnership for our conference and the two institutions.
Now, the success of an expanded WCC could really come down to what Gonzaga decides to do. We know they have the most leverage in any situation regarding the conference, and they were supportive in adding Seattle U and GCU, but if they decide to bail for the Big 12 or the Big East, a lot of this hard work could be undone pretty quickly for the WCC. Now, let's head out to Seattle, where the Mariners began a series with the Oakland Athletics, and tonight was the Dylan Moore show. In the bottom of the fourth, M's are going to be already up a few runs, and Moore, with a man on, hammers this ball down the left field line. That stays fair for the home run. His third of the season. Seattle in control early on. Next inning, Moore up to bat with the bases loaded, gets a simple base hit to left. Two more runs are going to come home. And what a day for the former Spokane Indian. That's right, he started his career there. But he's not done yet. In the seventh, he makes contact on a funny-looking swing, still drops in the outfield for an RBI single, a career-high 5 RBIs for Moore, and Seattle cruises to the 8-1 win, and all is right in the world for at least a night.
Yeah, no doubt. It's always important to get to the starter early, and we were able to do that. He's a good pitcher. He's been pitching well this year, so we knew we had to respect him, and we put some good ABs together and kind of wore him down, I guess.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
We've got money answers for people who run once a year. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
Arata's Max Auto Sports and Arata's Mitsubishi is having a huge spring cleaning liquidation event. Every car, truck, and SUV has been marked down to extreme liquidation pricing. Bank on site with 0% financing. 0 down, nothing, and no payments for 90 days. Bad credit, no problem. We say yes. Bring the whole family. Pony rides for the kids and barbecue for everyone, so come hungry. So don't miss Arata's huge auto, truck, and liquidation event. May 9th through the 19th on the corner of Lions and Division.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At NeuroStim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Wow, what a beautiful forecast. Now that the news is over, go look at the Aurora Borealis.
Yes.
Or get on Facebook. There's a million pictures.
I think we counted over 200.
Everybody can see them.
Yes, it is really gorgeous. And thank you for sending us your photos. I've been getting some text messages too tonight. So
yeah,
people are awake. I mean, it is a Friday night.
Yes, go see them.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go take the dog for a walk, and we'll see what we can find.
And you're gonna bring your camera.
Yes.
Because we just talked through it again.
Yes.
You need to have the camera with you. Thanks for joining us for Nightside. For more information and more pictures of the Northern Lights, head on over to KXLY.com.